Wanted, Ralfy Rabbit, Book Burglar by Emily Mackenzie. Some rabbits dreamed of lettuce and carrots, others dreamed of flowering meadows and juicy dandelions, but Ralfy was a little bit different. Ralfy dreamed about books. In fact, he didn't just dream about them, he wanted to read all the time. He made lists of all the books he had read and gave them carrot ratings. He made lists of all the books he wanted to read and placed them in category order. He even made lists of books to recommend to his family and friends. Ralfy loved to learn new words. He loved the smell of books and the sound of pages flipping. He loved getting lost in stories, pretending he was a captain of a pirate ship or an intrepid jungle explorer. Yes, Ralfy loved books. So much that he started sneaking into people's bedrooms and reading their books while they were sleeping. And then one thing led to another, and Ralfy didn't just read the books, he took them home. He crept off with comics and cookbooks, dashed away with dictionaries, nabbed novels, and pinched poetry. Ralfy had more books to read than ever before, and he was very pleased with himself. Arthur loved reading too. He had shelves buckling with fairy tales and bookcases bursting with picture books, so when gaps started to appear, along with half-eaten carrots and soggy lettuce leaves, and his favorite book, The Biggest Books of Monsters Ever, went missing, Arthur noticed. Someone was taking Arthur's books. It was time to find out who. Arthur assembled his special surveillance kit. Then, with Teddy to keep him company, he sat in the dark and waited. And waited. Soon he heard rustling. Arthur frantically rummaged for his camera, his binoculars. He shined his flashlight into the dark corners of his room, and that's when he spotted Ralfy. "Stop! Come back here, you little bunny book thief!" Arthur cried. But it was too late. Arthur was furious. He told his mom, but she just laughed. "A bunny book thief? Arthur, I think your imagination is running wild." He told his teacher, but she just said, "Arthur, I want you to go away and have a long, hard think about what you are saying." What could Arthur do? That rascally rabbit had taken his favorite book of all time, and no one believed him. There was only one thing to do. "Hello, hello, hello!" Arthur called his local police station. "A bunny book thief, you say? Well, imagine that. Was there anything unusual about the rabbit? Can you give me a description?" said Officer Puddle, snickering. "Well, he was brown," said Arthur, "with a fluffy white tail. Oh, and he was wearing a t-shirt that said 'I love books.'" With that, Officer Puddle laughed out loud. "I'll let you know if we discover anything," he snorted. That night, Arthur felt fed up. He went to bed without a story. He hardly slept at all. Meanwhile, Ralfy had found another house with plenty of books to steal. But this time, Ralfy was in big trouble. He had burrowed up into Officer Puddle's house. "Well, well, well, what do we have here?" said Officer Puddle. "Could it be a little bunny book thief?" Arthur was right all along. Officer Puddle caught Arthur right away and told him he had caught the culprit red-handed. "Please come to the police station first thing tomorrow to identify your bunny book thief," he said. Easy, thought Arthur. There can't be that many rabbits who wear "I love books" t-shirts. But he was wrong. Arthur had never seen so many rabbits, and they were all wearing them. This was going to be harder than he thought. But then Officer Puddle pressed a big red button and an alarm bell rang, and a conveyor belt of goodies started moving in front of the bunny lineup. As lettuce leaves, carrots, apples, and dandelions whizzed by, all the rabbits began to feast except for one. Ralph just wasn't interested until a very special treat passed by. Ralphie couldn't resist. In a frenzy, he started flicking through the pile of books. "Aha! Gotcha!" said Officer Puddle. "You're in big trouble." "I'm sorry," stammered Ralphie. "I just can't get enough books." "You can't just go around stealing them," said Officer Puddle. "You'll have to put them all back." Suddenly, Arthur began to feel sorry for Ralphie. After all, it was only because he loved books so much that he had managed to get himself into trouble. "If you want lots and lots of books to borrow," said Arthur, "I know exactly where you can get them. The library!" Ralphie and Arthur are best book buddies now and love reading together whenever they can. And they, especially Ralphie, always take the books back. The library is their favorite place. Note to reader: the next time you stop by your local library, be on the lookout. You might, just might, spot Ralphie and Arthur reading there too.